Ladies and gentlemen, you're on the Music Workshop every Sunday from 5 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right here, I'm with one of my close, good buddies of mine, Tommy Thumbs, legendary house music track artist. Okay, Tommy, let the audience that don't already know about the track that you created.
Right. Uh, as Money mentioned, as far as I guess a DJ name would go, I do use Tommy Thumbs, but most people probably know me from the house music group known as ESP. With the song we put out back in the day, actually two songs. One song being "It's You," which it's like kind of one of them classic kind of songs, and of course the follow up a song called "Let's Move." So that's kind of a little bit of that side of of the history of my involvement with house music. Aside from being a DJ and putting in the DJ grind and clubs and everything from the suburbs to the south side back in the day. So it's just good to be here kicking it with the global music DJs right now and supporting them for what they do and have been doing for the last 3 years, and just looking forward to continuing to work with you guys in events and different functions that I know are coming up. So thanks for having me first and
No,
foremost.
Tommy, it's a blessing to have you. You've always been a supporter. You've been here, even though you've never grabbed the microphone
That's
or
it.
been on the spot. And because of that, you're a supporter, and
Right.
I can't but have you here.
Appreciate
It's
it.
too bad
Appreciate
that
it.
we haven't set up a date to put you on to mix so that, we're watched in 112 countries so they can
Wow.
see what Mr.
Wow.
Tommy Thumbs can do on the decks.
Let-
What type of arrangement you can put out.
You know
And that's
what?
awesome.
That's great. It's kind of a long story. My whole sort of journey. In the whole house music thing from back in the day until now. Luckily I started when I was young. Because we're going back. 30 years now. Just with those particular songs, and I'm just 37 now. So it was a good thing I started young.
I hear you. You're just
No,
10
just-
years older than me. I'm
no.
27.
See, so you know where I'm at. But just to see where house music is, now, after just so many years, for it still to be going, as strong as it is, especially right on the heels of, hearing about the demise, quote unquote, of EDM and some of these other genres. My thing, from just trying to be a humble person. And appreciating what we've done in house music, to even first of all having it become an actual real genre of music. I mean, that's huge. No one has probably ever witnessed that in their lifetime. And the thing I love about house music for the most part is, no matter who you are, where you are, what background, race, creed, or color you are, if you're at a party and they're playing house music, everybody's getting down and having a good time. I'm not going to dwell on other genres too much, but if you go out to a club, you want to enjoy yourself. And if everybody's on their phone and ain't really into it, that's just not the vibe that I want to be around. With me, as far as I can recall, house music has always been just black people, white people, Hispanic, Latin, Mexican, Puerto Rican, just everybody enjoying the music and just love.
House music had at one back in the day. House music had no color, and
Exactly.
the reason why is because it was heard on the radio.
Sure.
So unless, like I'm tired of saying this. I'm blue in the face. I was too young to go to a bar and club and see these legends, these DJs mix live.
Right.
So I heard them on the radio, and certain DJs threw mixes that were better than the others, and you had your favorites.
Sure.
You had your Mickey, you had your Farley, you had your Kenny, you had your favorites, and you didn't know what color or race they were.
And you didn't care.
Yeah, and the funny part is, if you went to some western suburb somewhere, and they were all Caucasian, they listened to the same stuff that they listened to on 95th Street.
Right.
And regardless of what color they were at the party, it was the same genre.
Sure.
So I mean, house really paved the big way.
It did, man, big time.
Now
And-
it's got spin-offs where it's gone to from deep
Commercial
house to
to
hard house
this
to
to
this
every-
to
oh,
that.
man.
EDM came off of house music.
Right.
I don't care who says what, because
No,
that
right, we know. Right.
that bass beat is house.
That's
so
true.
and how can you be at a party without house? You gotta
I-
groove.
You got
so
to.
I mean, whether it's deep or hard or whatever, it's house.
And you know what, too, Money is, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And, whether EDM is in decline or whatever, the house music culture and underground, as, Triple H was saying, is still very relevant. A lot of the EDM DJs have, tried to cross back over into the soulful house, kind of genre. So me, I can't speak, for everyone, but I know, what I like and the history of it. And even as a DJ, I know you want to try and please the crowd. And, the range in house is just so vast, from the old classics to even the newest track that's about to come out that you haven't heard yet. That's what has kept it relevant, is that people have been able to reinvent and recreate and remix and just redo, even like with and with a lot of songs from that era, the Promised Lands and the stuff on tracks and DJ International. I mean, those songs are like, the foundation, and the holy grail of what these other subgenres became. So, for me, without knocking what someone else likes, I can only speak from, the truth of the history, that I know. And people that know, know. And, to have, house music still be relevant, after so many years and people still enjoying it, in whatever form they come across it, they're like, hey, what's that? And it just, it catches people's attention.
How were you DJing or producing first?
I was DJing first, but I messed around, with music and live music and got into a, recording environment with a cousin of mine.
What would
actually.
you say your did you start DJing at?
I started DJing other than just, getting my skills up, at home. I just started DJing at home when I got into college. I started playing on the college radio station. For people that don't know, I actually went to Roosevelt, which is up the street from Columbia. And Columbia didn't even have a broadcast frequency then, and Roosevelt did. They had a whole well-rounded radio program. So my first interest really was to go into commercial radio until, I realized just, talk about politics, there's a lot of politics in radio. I mean, even after college, I ended up going to the Columbia School of Broadcasting and, this whole thing of, I wanted to get into radio. But what happened was, after my experience in college radio, where we actually ended up mixing, the song It's You, and once that came out and took off, I was like, well, so much for radio. I'm going to, go more so with the DJ and the artist thing. But, the twist to that is that at that same time and during that same era, I was a DJ, but I'd seen, other DJs getting into the record making side of it. I'm like, well, that's the way to go. Steve, Hurley was already making songs, Jesse Saunders, Farley, so I'm like, I want to make a record too. And
produce, right.
Yeah, so, it's a fine line. Maybe not everyone can, navigate, that, or whatever. So if I had to choose one or the other, it would be just really a tough choice. But, the thing for me is that, I've had, good experiences in the DJ realm, and seeing how things are now where, no one can really, it's hard to get, a residency in a place that, is going to be able to pay you, every week. And I was spending in, the same club 3-4 nights a week, and things just aren't like they were, in the 80s.
And it's, it doesn't get any easier or better
right.
either, because I don't know what the deal is. You're a bar owner, you make... If you're lucky, you make $2,000 to $2,500
right.
a night.
And then you got a promoter that's wants a cut of the door. You're trying to keep the bar.
You think that you're gonna give a DJ $150, and he's gonna be there from open to close.
That's
and,
a lot.
And smile out of it.
Right.
Not gonna happen. And then you want him to bring people and be the promoter.
Right.
Okay,
right,
but
right.
you made all this money on liquor, but now you want to give him $150, and he's your resident. How's he supposed to eat? Right. I know guys like Gene Hunt that'll go to that residency for an hour, collect that kind of money, run to the next.
Yeah.
And you gotta hustle. You gotta go. You gotta do 2, 3, 4 parties a night.
Man, you hit it on the head, money. And that's why I say you gotta kind of maybe look at things in terms of the timeline. That's got us to where we are now. But I kid you not, man. Before I started even spinning back in the city, in Chicago, I'd spun at a couple suburban clubs. But again, I was doing 4, 5 nights a week, actually paying my rent and earning a living like that. And I know it's tough for DJs, to do that, now. So, I just, I look back and, I feel blessed about the experiences, that I've had. But, like you touched on that thing about, being a DJ and a producer, those are both, hard to juggle. And I had been away from the production side of things, for a long time until
I
even
have
starting to work.
everything. I have everything here to produce.
Sure.
And I've started off a lot of stuff that I haven't finished.
See?
Because
So,
of
it takes
timing.
bro.
I have a
takes
full-time
time.
job.
See?
If not two, it's hard to.
It's tough when you're not.
To do that and still prepare. Even think about it. You're a resident, right?
Right.
You're getting $1.50 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna spend more than that buying music for that set.
For that set.
Okay.
Easy.
So at what point in time is the DJ have a benefit other than doing so many parties a night? Yes, it's fun. We love what we do.
Yeah.
But damn, at $1.50.
And you got to, because I see little remarks on Facebook like they should rename it from the music business to the music hobby or something, because even people that are making songs and records that are out here and on Tracksource and Beatport, when you get those statements and you're like, these fools streamed 100,000 streams and this check is for. So it's and you know where I'm going with it. I don't want to get too political, but
you got an $11 check.
Right.
You're like, how did I get an $11 check? How did
Right. So I don't want to get too political, but the point I was trying to make is that obviously at some point in that timeline, I just kind of pulled back from it for a while.
So tell me anything what's happening in the near future that you want to promote?
Okay, well
Tell the fans, what do we got going here?
This is what we got going. Is aside from the things that we're doing with the Kingdom family, the releases that we have out current now, which is a real nice production we did on HSR for an artist Josiah up under Guido, is a song called Happy Land. Obviously, we did Kim J's song a little while ago, Feel Like Making Love, which is a remake of the Roberta Flack. And that's just, it's just got, legs. And I was even telling Jerry after we finished it, everything might not shoot up the charts to number one, overnight. But certain songs, they just find a way to hang on. And as more people, experience it and become familiar with it,
if it's got Jerry's name, it's hard to go number one.
Right. So, but just kind of to your point of, just the old era and the new era. That's sort of a gradual divide.
Yeah.
Because the young people, they don't necessarily know about the, the older stuff.
Well, they do if they have like a parent that listens to it and they adapt to it.
Exactly.
But what do we got going here? What do you want to promote?
May 28th, the second annual thing is coming up, in the park, and a few things going on. You guys' picnic is coming up. We're gonna support that. I've got a couple releases coming out soon. What we actually did was sort of a twist on It's You, and we got sort of a Latin kind of
I
feel.
can't wait for that. I want to hear that.
Right. Well, the thing with that is, and that's one of the reasons I'm glad I came today, is because when we get done with it, we're gonna be breaking it right here with the global music DJs.
That's right. We're gonna play the rear out.
Right, because people always ask me every day, Tommy, you Puerto Rican? Is you Mexican? Are you Cuban? Honduran? And I'm like, all right, I got something for y'all. So
whatever works.
Right.
Whatever
So my thing with that is just, I know the Spanish community just really supported house just solid for decades, and the fans I know of that song is just across the board, and I just wanted to do something that kind of is like a give back.
Cool. We can't wait to hear that.
And respect.
Where can the fans purchase your tracks? Let them know. Give them
stuff that we do
names.
is on the KDMtracks.com website. Obviously, anyone can hit me up on Facebook at Tommy Thumbs, and of course on ESP. It's just a lot of fans from around the world have just been reaching out to me over the years, like, dude, we finally found you, because I'm not one of them kind of in your face big ego.
Right.
I'm the ish, DJ, bow down to me type of dudes. I'm just out here always, on the grind, working, supporting and trying to build so that we can have a better music industry, in Chicago than what we've had.
That sounds awesome.
And unity is the key, man.
Yeah.
And I'll just say this, before I'm out of here, and that's really probably the biggest point that I would like to make, just for us to be representing, house the way that we do, and seeing the hard work that Global Music DJs is putting into this, the time, the money, the resources they've invested. We should all be supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what camp or crew or clique, that anyone is with. I'm going to do what I can to support, and I hope that that's, reciprocated, because I know over the years, just musically, even though people might not know you or associate you with a, particular project, people, will support, when they can.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And whenever they decide to pick it up and support, we're here. and we'll do it right
And,
back.
and you guys are doing a great job. Like Triple
Thank
H
you,
said,
thank you,
like
thank
Triple H said, the thing I like about coming here, and it's not my first time here, it's like a family vibe. This man is a grill master. I couldn't turn down a free meal. And again, I just got to thank, the Global Music DJs for having me. Ray Martinez, DJ Money, the whole clique.
Thank you,
the
thank
whole
you.
crew.
And
I
it's
just love what
a
you guys
blessing
are
to have
doing
you here all the time.
GMDJS.
Who you want to give a shout out to?
To everybody, all the house music fans around the world. My man says this is in 100 and something.
112 countries so far, yeah.
And they always catch me off guard because I got my Smart Bar T-shirt on today. I got this with
That's
Paul
good,
Johnson
that's cool.
one night when he was playing the Smart Bar. But even Jerry caught me off guard one time and through the video. It's on line right now. I wasn't prepared for it, but I'm kind of doing my thing to promote and be out here more. We're gonna be hitting it, doing some surprise shows without a lot of fanfare and hoopla. We're just bringing the fans some love.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I got a website.
KDMtracks.com.
KDMtracks.com.
That's the website.
That's the website.
You can buy anything that we do, from the Virgo ESP Productions to anything and any of the Kingdom
Frankie
family,
Knuckles,
to
right?
Frankie
Okay.
Knuckles, the Joe Smooth stuff. The whole kind of Chicago family. We're getting
That's
there slowly
awesome.
but surely, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tommy Thumps. Thank you for coming to the
having me,
Music
man.
Workshop.
Appreciate you
We'll
guys.
have
Much
you
love.
anytime. And
I'm
don't
gonna be
forget
back.
our picnic, July
I'm gonna be back.
23rd on a Saturday. We're going to have this humongous picnic again with all these legends. We're going to have fun.
It's gonna be
We're going to cook
insane.
out. We're going to have insane food. So come on down and don't miss it. In the meanwhile, we have to go to the next DJ. Tommy Thumps in the house.
Global
Jerry
Music
Keen's in the
DJs.
house. Just because he's here, don't tune off. It's cool, Jerry. Peace
made
out.
it.
Next DJ.